Hey, true believers, Eglantine here, along with Maranya, Spike, and we have Dalton, and we're going to be doing tonight's comic book Thunderdome. If you would like to get on Comic Book Thunderdome, by all means, leave me a comment here on this video or in tweet at eglantine.com. Also, if you have any ideas for any topics to argue about, by all means, leave them in the as well. Or once again, tweet at eglantine.com. Always looking forward to it. We put geek against geek. This time we've got Spike Valentine versus Maranya. Both of them know their shit when it comes to comic books. Both would be tough opponents. So it's very easy. We gave them three topics they've studied up on. Then the last four are going to be speed rounds. It's best of 7. So first to 4, basically. All righty, and the first topic is a pretty easy one. Everybody can relate. Everybody's got an opinion on this, but please, Spike and Maranya, who is the greatest X-Men character? And we're going to start with Spike, sir.
Well, my take for the best X-Men character is Storm. And why Storm? Because Storm is a very interesting character because she was considered a goddess in her, birthplace, and she chose to be, a force for good instead of being worshipped and, following Xavier's dream of a world where, mutants and humans can combine with each other in peace. And she has also demonstrated she's a very strong woman to the point that she has led the X-Men, and she has even rescued stray souls like Gambit and made them join this great cause. And I think that speaks volumes to the fortitude of this character, not to mention, how she's very revolutionary in comics because she was a black female when that wasn't a thing. And she opened the door for diverse teams like the New Mutants and stuff like that.
Excellent open argument. Maranya, who'd you choose?
I went OG. I went with Beast. He is one of the granddaddies of the X-Men. He is a scientist. He is a geneticist. He's the doctor. He just is absolutely amazing. He's very well spoken, unlike me. He's got a very good sense of humor, and he has done some major things in the X-Men history. He is a very good team player. He is not only an X-Man, he is an Avenger, but his loyalty has always been to the X-Men. And I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
Nah, okay. At this point, going to give you guys 6 minutes. Fight. Go on ahead. Tell me why yours is the best and the other one is the worst.
Okay.
Is not the best.
I would like to point out that Beast didn't actually embrace his mutantdom, and he even tried to change it. So it doesn't bode well for someone who is fighting for mutant equal rights. I think it shows some of this he's still struggling internally with his stuff.
But the point is he struggles, but that makes him a more well-rounded character. Because he's not one-dimensional. He is not.
I don't think Storm is one-dimensional. I think her struggles are more on the heroic side than internal.
Beast has also struggled with his heroic side, and he's also gone through the legacy virus. He's tried to. Yes, he's been on both sides of the curing of the mutants, but he also mutated himself. He did have problems with being a mutant, but he has I believe he has come to terms with it.
Yeah, I don't think it has been he has gone a long way and he has found his place, and I think that's great. But that doesn't bode as the best X-Men and the person who has the strongest conviction to this dream, which is very important. And we're talking about someone who has also a difficult path. Like she was a thief before she was recruited by the Shadow King, and Xavier helped her, and Xavier showed her that there was something she could do for the world, and she chose that instead of becoming the goddess of some people in Africa. And she has also been an Avenger. She has been all over. In fact, she actually was chosen to fight Wonder Woman, you know, the lady of DC Comics, because they see eye to eye. They are such great characters. She's seen eye to Wonder Woman, who is also considered a demigoddess, fighting for freedom and stuff. So she's like another tier, if you ask me. She's in the Wonder Woman tier of superheroes.
I disagree with that. I put Beast up there because he was recruited by Xavier. He is old guard. He is, if you go by who's an X-Man, people will go Beast, primarily because of the 90s cartoons. He was in there. Yes, Storm was there, but Beast was also there. He was a prominent figure in those cartoons. He was very prominent in X3, and he was arguing for mutant rights in that movie. So I disagree that he would not support the mutant rights.
No, I'm not saying he wouldn't support them. I think he would, but I don't think he has the fortitude to represent the struggle as Storm has.
I disagree with that, because he's struggled with being made fun of with his original appearance. He was called Magilla Gorilla after all. He dealt with that, and he's come through it. He's got innumerable degrees. He's brainy, and he even took out the piece of Xavier's brain from the Red Skull, and Red Skull did not die. He's fine. So even though he's not a medical doctor, mind you, he was able to do that. So he was always on the team as like the team doctor. So
yeah, of course.
So
but the thing is, this isn't the great team doctor for the X-Men. This is the who has represented Xavier's dream. And Storm went out of her way and chose to fight even for the Morlocks, the real rejects even amongst mutants, and became the representative too, because she was fair and she was just, as you know, abiding by their own rules. She fought by their own rules and chose to spare her opponent's life, Callisto. And that speaks a lot of what kind of person she is and why she would be the most indicated X-Men to represent it, even over Cyclops, because even Cyclops himself has said that he just became Xavier's soldier, and Storm chose into this when she was already, when her life circumstances were already not so simple.
Okay.
All right, time. So that was actually pretty good. I like how you guys went. Dalton, what are your thoughts on that particular argument?
My thoughts are gonna have to go with Spike on this one, because he made more of a principle-based argument rather than just listing off a bunch of the stats of the characters, which in fairness might have just been because it's the first question and we all get a little jumbled on the first question. But I like how he kept bringing it back to Xavier's dream and the purpose of the X-Men and the whole mutant equality principle and everything like that. That was I got to give it to Spike on this one.
All righty. Now, I've got to go over some things. I really did think they made some great points. I love the fact that he burst out with she was a goddess who, or worshipped as a goddess who chose to be a hero. The fact that Beast was one of the first that had been recruited by Xavier. The fact that he was one of the smarter, even though his character was more brutal and he's the funnier of the two. The rescuer of lost souls, I thought that came out of nowhere for Spike to say about Storm, and she used Gambit. He used Gambit as an excuse. The bit about Maranya bringing up the fact that not only is he a good X-Men, but he is an Avenger. Actually, one of my favorite Avengers. So I like that. However, when it was mentioned to tell me why the other one wasn't as good, I think Spike really did hammer you, Maranya, on that. And you played defensive a lot more than you played offensive. So we heard a lot more about that as far as as far as Spike is concerned, then from you, we heard he didn't embrace his mutanthood. You did fire back and just said that made his struggle more real. But with all that, I think it came right down to the fact that he pointed out that when it came down for Marvel versus DC, Storm was chosen to be on the same level as Wonder Woman. I was like, wow, okay, that was good. So yeah, I have to go with Spike as well on that one. So first point goes to Spike Valentine. All righty, good job though, guys. That was well fought. I really did think so. How did y'all feel it went?
I'm more of a Beast fan than
Yeah.
Storm fan, but I'm a fan overall of the X-Men. So thinking about what would be a great X-Men. In fact, my favorite character of all time is Gambit, but he wouldn't be the greatest X-Men alive.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Whereas I'm tied between Storm and Beast, so I couldn't say, well, I like Storm, but I didn't want to go there and say that, and basically toss the argument.
Yeah, you never want to do that. Always, all of a sudden you got to figure out ways why even your most favorite character could be the crappiest. Of course, Wolverine got brought up in the comments, and now they're talking about him holding the Storm. Well, I could actually see, because Wolverine, since Byrne got a hold of him, and in the Byrne Claremont years, he became really, really prominent. Especially, what was it, X-Men 133, or was that the Storm Sewer one, or was that 131?
Now that I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But if you want to go for most overused X-Man, then Wolverine.
Overused, yeah. Wolverine and Gambit definitely goes. All righty.
Gambit is the most mistreated X-Men of all.
No, I'm not saying mistreated. Yeah, I'm not saying mistreated. I'm saying most overused. I mean, I liked Wolverine in the movies, but by the third movie, I was like, I'm sick of Wolverine.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I totally agree.
It's been like Wolverine and his friends, the X-Men.
Swordfish. So in the comment section, man, I would have been lost in this debate. I just buy old comics, not interested in what's going on. This debate was about old comics, actually. Leonardo, the whole thing is which was the best X-Men. That's what you missed so far. American Swordfish, just the first topic. Who is the best X-Men character? Which I worded it that way in case anybody wanted to mention the side characters as well. So even if you wanted to, I cannot think of it. Val, the black dancer from the 1980s, or the senator.
Or Mariah McTaggart.
Yeah, Mariah McTaggart or something. I wanted to open it up. I agree with Rodrigo, and the DC versus Marvel was a popularity contest.
Yeah, it was literally voting with, you got ballots in the comics and the trading
cards. Yep. Wolverine was the coolest. X-Man drinks, smoke rides. Somebody said that the obvious answer was Beaks. Yeah. So there you go. Stevie Hunter, thank you, Eric Breen. Man, like the name was right there, right up until the very point I was gonna say it, and then I was like, it's gone. So there you go, gang. That was Maranya versus Spike Valentine, arguing who is the best X-Men of all time. Which one do you think won the argument? Let us know in the comments below. Did we get it right? Also, who would you have picked for best X-Men of all time? Also, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and share. If you haven't done it already, ring that bell and make sure your notifications are set on all. Cool things happen around these parts. I'd hate for you to miss any of it. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. It helps keep the lights on. It helps keep me making videos for you. And over on Ko-Fi, you can even commission a video with we've got all different topics. Just pick one and pick the subject you want the video on, and we'll get that out to you ASAP. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.